Hey everyone, welcome to Chris I's Top 5. On today's episode, we have the top 5 shows that you should be watching this summer. This top 5 list is only shows that are airing right now. Like, they're on TV this week, you can put them on and you can watch them. If they ended a week ago, not on the list. If they start a week from now, not on the list. Only shows that are on right now. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's get this thing started.
Number 5.
So at number 5, we have Graceland. This is a USA Network television show. It's in its second season right now. You can put on, it's on Wednesday night at 10 o'clock. So like I said, it's on right now. You should go check it out. What it is basically is you have, I kind of put it as like somewhat of a 21 Jump Street almost, because you have a bunch of undercover FBI agents, DEA, customs, and they all live in this one house. It's almost like a frat. And the name of the house is called Graceland. It's, a government project. That's where the show gets its name from. So anyway, we have all these different government agents all living in the house together, and they work on cases. Sometimes they're on their own, sometimes they work together. But they basically go after like drug cartels and, human trafficking and all these other different types of things. But it's a really awesome show. I suggest you check it out.
Number 4.
So at number 4, we have Suits. Suits is another USA Network television show. It's on Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock. It's actually on right before Graceland, so you can actually see them both back to back. Pretty cool, right? But you should check it out. It is a show about lawyers, basically, and it goes through all their different lawsuits. I know it doesn't sound like it would be something good, but, obviously they put a lot of drama involved, and it's not like it would, it's not like a reality show where you're sitting there looking at a law offices, which would probably be pretty boring. But, it's like high-powered attorneys and, doing stuff that, sometimes it's a little sketchy, I guess you could say. But, they're the good guys, so it's okay, and they're, like, taking down bad guys left and right. And, it's, I don't know. It's dramatic. There's a little bit, it's kind of funny sometimes. It definitely has its comic relief, and it's pretty good, so you should check it out. On a side note, Suits stars Patrick J. Adams, who I've met before. I actually worked with the guy on a movie out west, and this was like a couple years back, but, I worked with him for like a week or so, and he's a pretty cool guy, down to earth and everything, so, I have no problem saying you should go watch his show. Although that's not why I say you should watch his show. His show is actually really freaking awesome, so check it out.
Number 3.
So at number 3, we have Masters of Sex. This is a Showtime show, and it airs at 10 o'clock on Sunday nights, and it's currently running its second season. What this show is about is a doctor, gynecologist, named Bill Masters, hence Masters of Sex, and he comes up with his idea where he wants to do a study on sex and find out, like, what makes everything happen, like, what turns people on, what causes orgasms, like, what are the biological functions of the body during sex. So, he has a female assistant who is Virginia, that's her name in the show, and she and him together, they got all these people to take part in the study. So you have people hooked up to all these wires, and they're having sex, and they're doing all this other stuff, and they're studying them, and like taking readings like EKGs and all this other crap. But anyway, the show takes place in the 50s. So as you can imagine, once a study like this comes out in the 50s, it's not going to be looked at very positively. And of course it wasn't. We're only a couple episodes in to season 2, so you totally have time to catch up. I'm not going to give away anything else, so you should totally go check it out. Sundays, 10 o'clock, Showtime.
Number 2.
So at number 2, we have Dominion. Dominion's a sci-fi channel show. It airs Thursday nights at 9 o'clock, and it's in its first season. And let me tell you, the show is totally blowing me away. I was expecting it to be cheesy because it's Sci-Fi Channel, and a lot of times they have like, Sharknado, enough said there. But the show's actually done pretty well. The CGI is not that cheesy looking. It's pretty legit. The acting is pretty good, and it seems like they put a lot of money towards it, especially like the first episode. Like, I was amazed by the first episode because it was like the amount of money they must have spent to get it made. It was pretty big budget. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, wow. I was pretty shocked. But anyway, so far I'm really enjoying it. I've loved like every single episode, and a little bit of a backstory on it. It is a sequel to the movie Legion. And I don't know if you saw that movie, but you know, it's a couple years back, and the premise of the movie and the show is that God leaves heaven, and because of that, some of the angels get like super pissed, and they're like, God left heaven because of the humans were like failing, and God couldn't stand it, so he left. So these angels are pissed, and they come down to Earth, and they're gonna like just fuck everybody up and like kill all the humans and take over Earth, because they're basically throwing a hissy fit. So anyway, Michael, Archangel, comes down because he's trying to help the humans, and there's a baby that's kind of like the savior, is what they call him. And you know, in the movie, the mother of the savior is still pregnant with him. So Michael comes down, protects him against Gabriel, who's leading all the bad angels. And so by the end of the movie, he saves the baby's born, and he has the baby, and he keeps the baby safe. Fast forward like 20 something years, and now we're in the show Dominion, where again it's the same exact thing. It's the same world. It's just 20 years later, where it's basically just been a giant war between humans and angels, and where there's only like a handful of cities that are still left, that they like barricade themselves in, and they protect themselves against the angels and stuff. One of the cities, the one that is in the show, is Vega, which is actually short for Las Vegas, because that's where, you know, that's what it is. It's part of Las Vegas, but it's just like a rundown version. And you know, that's basically what it is like you have angels versus humans, and it's this war happening, and you have this savior who's supposed to save them, even though he doesn't know how the hell he's supposed to do that, but Michael keeps telling him he is. So it's kind of like you're following him along, and you know, as he learns, you learn. So you know, we still don't know really what's gonna happen, you know, because like I said, it's only like a couple episodes in, but it's a really good show. You should totally check it out. Again, it's Thursdays at 9 o'clock on Sci-Fi. So now, as always, we have the honorable mentions. Deadliest Catch is one of my favorite shows. If you've never watched it, you totally should. Now, the only reason I didn't put it on the list is because it's kind of like, I guess, a reality show, and I'm kind of trying to steer away from that and not putting those in this top 5. But anyway, it is crab fishermen's up in the Bering Sea in Alaska, and it kind of just follows them around, and like how the hell they do it is crazy, like because they just have, you know, it is a reality show, but there's so much stuff that happens where you know, yeah, I know some people be like, fishing, like who the hell gives a shit about that? And I was the same way when I first started watching the show. I was like I didn't start watching it until like the 5th or 6th season, because I was like, I don't give a shit about crab fishing, like who cares? But it's really, you're following the stories of these guys that do this because it's just so stressful for them, and it's crazy. But like I said, it's way more than just fishing, and it's very compelling. It's on Netflix if you want to catch up, so just go right ahead and do that, and then you can start seeing the newer episodes. They're on Discovery Channel on Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock. So at number 1, we have Hemlock Grove. This is a Netflix original series, and they just started airing season 2 on July 11th. I burned through the whole season in like 5 or 6 days because I love the show. To give you a little background on what it is, it's kind of werewolf meets vampire, but it's not, I don't know. It's hard to explain what it is really. It's very psychological. It's almost like psychological thriller type stuff that has supernatural elements involved in it. So you have, they're not actual vampires, are called Upir, which is a form of a Russian vampire. They do drink blood and stuff like that, so that's where their commonality is, and they have some type of like, they have like psychic connections, they can glamour and like all this other stuff. And then you have the werewolves, which is, you know, gypsies, and you know, they turn into a wolf. You also have psychics involved and like witchcraft and stuff like that. It's a really good show. I can't even really explain why. I mean, all I know is I came across it last year during the first season, and I wasn't really expecting much. I was like, oh, I'll check it out, whatever. So I watched the first episode, and I can't really pinpoint why I really liked it, but I just kept watching it and watching it and watching it. And the good thing with Netflix is your whole season is right there. So there's no, like, I don't have to wait a week if there's like a cliffhanger episode. It's just like, okay, next episode, which is awesome. The only downside is that you run through the whole season in a week, and now you're like, well, what am I gonna watch now? So anyway, Hemlock Grove is, you know, It's a psychological thriller. It's an awesome show. I totally suggest it. I think you should check it out. It's one of those things, like I said, where I don't even know why I like it. I just freaking do. So go check it out. It's on Netflix right now. Alright, so that's it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, please subscribe below and follow me at Twitter at SeeNoEvil21, and I'll keep you guys updated on when I'll be doing new videos and stuff like that. But if you have any ideas for stuff you'd like to see, make sure you comment below. And yeah, that's it. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.